Well, hey there folks, good evening and welcome to the SMU Foodie KOL Workshop brought to you by Frank by OCBC, and this marks the start of an exciting 6 weeks for SMU Foodie. Now my name is Terrence, and no, I am not the KOL conducting this workshop, because for you guys, okay, we have brought on the OG of food influencers, presenting to you your instructor, the man from SethLui.com, the man himself, Seth Lui!
Yay! It's Seth Lui from SethLui.com. What a surprise!
Sorry, don't mind me being like overly excited, huh, Seth? I had a chance to take a look at the content, the slides that you prepared, right?
Yep.
It felt like you didn't hold anything back. You are covering in like 1.5 hours a lot of things, right? We have SEO, how you can try to make SEO work, content creation tips. We've also got stuff about creating your brand personality.
Yep.
These are your trade secrets, Aaron. You're not withholding anything, are you?
Right. I mean, it's not like 100% of the knowledge, also due to the time that we have today. It's kind of gonna be a touch and go. I wanna try to share as much as I can. However, due to time constraints and the format, I'll just try to cover as much as I can. But of course, if you do enjoy what I've shared, you can always ask SMU to bring me back again. Yay!
And on that note, right? Okay, guys. So why are we here today? Well, that's because we've got SMU Foodie. Now, SMU Foodie is actually a digital campaign led by SMU Life, right? And it seeks to uncover the next digital content creator on campus. Okay, so SMU Foodie is going to be a 6-week campaign. Every week, there's going to be a unique theme, right, in which the participants will have to create their videos around that theme. Okay. Now, before I tell you what the theme is, you could just go onto the website to check it out yourselves. But let me first go into the prizes that you could stand to win. Okay, because this being a 6-week campaign, every week there's going to be a $150 dining voucher to be won, right? And if the participant actually gets into the finale, then there's a chance for the participant to win not only the latest iPhone, I know that is very, very good, okay, but the other thing that they could also win would be an internship at SethLui.com.
Yeah, you get a chance to work with us.
What's it like working with Seth Lui at SethLui.com?
Right. There is definitely going to be a lot of food, right? You get sent out to eat food. You have to write about it. We occasionally also get sent food, so it's quite seasonal. So if you come to now mooncakes, right? I'm just drowning in mooncakes. There's just so many mooncakes. The whole team can eat.
Job hazard.
Yeah, it's a job hazard, right? But
it's a good one.
We kind of live a bit in the future, right? So about like a month before the actual festival, that's when we actually get all the products. Yeah. So my family knows it's coming to mooncake season when I have boxes of it lah. But on the actual day itself, I actually don't have mooncake.
Oh, okay.
So that's the weird thing.
So your family knows lah, okay? During mooncake festival, don't go around buying mooncakes, because Seth is gonna bring so much back, right? We won't be able to finish it, huh? Right? So especially if you love food, SMU Foodie is the perfect chance for you to showcase your talents, right? And also you get a chance to work at SethLui.com. So that is a win-win for everyone. Speaking of which, remember I said that this is actually going to be a 6-week campaign. The first one is going to be about budget-friendly eats. So basically this theme is that you've got to look for the budget-friendly eats in and around SMU, right? And all you have to do is to submit your video entry on smu.sg/SMU-foodie. So FOODIE. Okay. Can you remember, because you're actually an SMU alumni?
Yes. So are you?
Yeah. So am I actually.
Yeah.
Can you remember what were some of your favorite budget eats around that?
Budget eats?
Yeah.
I guess Kofu was one of the options.
Budget eats, right?
Yeah, Kofu. And I ran my own cafe as well, right? So
yes.
That's one of the budget eats when you eat the leftover of
Okay, wait. You ran your own cafe, right? That was a school subsidized cafe?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, right. Because back then they didn't have digital content creator competition kind of thing. But what they had, right, was that I remember that you ran a cafe around the corner from the left and the right.
Correct. Yeah.
What was the experience like for you, man?
So this was kind of a school initiative where they held a competition. So teams would kind of bid for it. You need to submit your business proposal and really do the whole shebang lah, right? The presentation, got slides. So eventually we actually got we got the project, and we were awarded to run the place lah, right? So it was a very safe environment in the sense that the rent was heavily subsidized by the school, so you didn't have to risk a lot. And I felt that was kind of the starting point for my F&B journey, right? So that was the first foray and the first try into it. And we didn't make a lot of money, but it was kind of impossible to make a huge loss as well. So I'm very grateful for this opportunity that was provided by the school. And also we had a lot of good times, crazy times, drunk times, all sorts of times in school because of that as well.
Okay. So as you were saying that was kind of like a mark. That was you would say a point when you knew that you wanted to be in F&B, right? Okay. More on that later, right? Because for those of you who are watching, whether you are watching us on YouTube or Facebook, right? Hey guys, I also want to let you guys know that there's also a chance for you guys to win prizes. Now, first off, right? If you actually go ahead and subscribe onto the YouTube channel, which is the SMU Life YouTube channel, right? We are actually picking 10 winners, okay? Each person will get to win $100 worth of dining vouchers. This for the entire campaign period. So quickly go on to the SMU Life YouTube channel and subscribe, because we've got that $1,000 worth of prizes to give away. Now, if you're tuning in with us, right, during the workshop, Seth will also be asking you guys some questions, okay? It's going to be interspersed throughout the entire workshop, right? And there's a chance for you to actually win a $20 dining voucher. So all you have to do is to make sure you have your hands on your keyboard, right? And make sure you type fast, because there's actually a time. It's like an MCQ, okay? You just got to make sure that you type fast enough, okay? So that you could win that $20 dining voucher. Now, and also a message from our sponsors, Frank by OCBC. Well, you actually get a chance to get, or rather you will be able to get $20 cash credit to fund your foodie dreams, so long as you subscribe, or rather so long as you get a debit card from Frank, right? So terms and conditions apply. Go on to the comments that you will see there. Yep, we've pinned those comments there, and just click through to find out more on how you can get a $20 cash credit. Okay. Now, so as well, we're talking about the food, or rather your beginning journeys, right? But back then, food influencing wasn't a thing yet, was it? Or you already started blogging back then already?
I think back then it was, I wouldn't say it didn't exist. We were actually not exactly the pioneer. There were a few others, of course, right? And yeah, I don't think it was actually a intentional thing for me to go into F&B or go into like food blogging, right? That was not the intent actually. Yeah, I actually wanted to start, and I mean I did start a milkshake shop. That was my venture after school. We did like customizable milkshakes. So you could mix like Oreo with Kit Kat, mixed with like Kinder Bueno. Wait, you got come now while we were
milkshake,
still
right?
Yeah. So that was kind of the concept lah, right? But yeah, we soon realized how many lactose intolerant people there are in Singapore. And
back then they didn't have oat milk,
no, yeah, it wasn't a thing.
It wasn't a thing yet, right?
Yeah, it wasn't a thing. But almond milk, oat milk, like there was only like either cow milk or 0% milk,
triple the price.
Yeah, we triple the price. Yeah, lor. So yeah, we realized people can't drink milkshakes every day, unlike bubble tea. Yeah.
Right. And then when did you actually make the decision, or like, was it because that you had like you happened to maybe do a review and then it gained traction and then you said go into it, or was there like a certain like specific inflection point where you said let's go do this?
Like milkshakes?
No, sorry, food blogging.
So I've been in F&B industry for a while, since school, and even before doing the milkshake business, like I was in the bartending. I was bartender for a while. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was a bartender.
Same
like
action, right? Milkshake
services.
and bartending.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not really actually. No. different. Yeah, whole different thing.
I'm not good at that.
Yeah, so I mean, I've been in industry for a while, and I wanted to do something related to it. Actually, after having the retail store, I was gonna be a consultant. I think that was my plan, right? And to start the website or the blog was sort of to aid that. right? I wanted to use that as a platform to like kind of educate myself as well as my clients on, you know, like experiencing what the restaurant is like what the pros, what the cons, and yeah, I think the ultimate goal technically was to have a consulting business, right? So I mean, in addition, I also wrote like, you know, like F&B tips, like entrepreneur things, you know, 10 things to eat to get your day going, you know. Yeah, so it kind of evolved from that into the state it's at now, lah, right?
Okay. And when we say the state that it is at now, what are we talking about? An office full of people, like, you know, like what's the state right now?
Right.
It started, I assume, as a one-man show, like yourself, right?
Definitely. Yeah.
And what's like SethLui.com like right now?
So like, you know, to clarify, it's now not considered a blog, lah. I would consider a blog as very personal, like one person, you're writing it yourself. These days we have like 3-4 writers. We have about 3 videographers in the team. We have a sales team as well. So we do have a physical office, although we don't really use it that much, you know, due to the current situation. But yeah, it's actually run as a company, lah. We have a registered company. So we run it more of a organization, as a publication, I would say, a digital publication.
Right. Now, remember, once again, if you are a participant of SMU Foodie, there is a chance for you to be working at SethLui.com. I'm curious, right? Take this as the pre-interview. What kind of qualities are you looking for in the intern that you hope to be able to get from SMU Foodie?
Number one, of course, you have to be passionate about food, right? You know, you need to know where's the hidden gem of, you know, the char kway teow that no one's heard of, or like this super secret like chicken rice that no one knows. I mean, you know, let's say the popular ones, Tian Tian, you know, the whole Singapore knows, right? Everyone knows. I want to know the secret that only, you know, maybe like your grandma last time, that's the taste, similar taste. So that's the, I would say, the number one criteria for us.
Cool, got it. Right. And do you sometimes see yourself doing this as like a bit of a public service or not? Because the thing is that if there's a place that's selling such good food, right, but if nobody knows about it, then a matter of time they will close, especially in these times like right now, right? COVID, right? So do you see this as a bit of a public service?
I don't think I thought of it that nobly, but of course, I've always wanted to share about experiences. So we, for us, our vision as a publication is really to connect foodies with new ideas, right? So and new experiences. That is the, I would say, the motto and the mission for our company.
Right. So there's a chance to work at SethLui.com, and don't forget, every week we are going to have a different theme. This week's theme, starting off with, is budget eats. So go ahead, get your camera ready, get your video. You call it a video camera right now. You could just film it down on your handphone, right? Get it ready and then submit it on to smu.sg/SMU-foodie, right? Every week there's going to be a $150 dining voucher to be given away, and if you do make it to the finale, that's when you get a chance to win the latest iPhone, and also not forgetting the chance to work with SethLui.com. With Seth Lui at SethLui.com. Right. So, hey, we are going to be starting the workshop in just a bit, say in about 5 minutes time, right? So what can we, as a preview, right? I had a chance to take a look at it. Right? I think it's packed full of content. What is the one most important thing that you think that if people want to be able to make this into a living, what should they have? Other than passion for food, because the thing is that I think a lot of people, they have passion for food. You say, I love to eat, right? But how many people can actually say that, I run a successful media company, right? I have a following of however many. If they want to make this a living, if they want to make eating a living, what is that quality that they must have?
Okay, honestly, I don't think for running a business it's always like one quality. Like you kind of need multiple qualities. So just being passionate about food, right, is technically not going to be all that useful, right? So it's the same thing with like not having, a lot of people comment, hey, Seth, you're not a chef. What do you know about writing about food or talking about food, right? Yeah, so for me, it's also the same as saying, is it all the soccer commenters? They are not soccer players. You cannot comment about soccer. No one, right? But soccer players also might not necessarily be good at commentary, right? So it's really a combination, of things. So not just your passion for food, but in combination with your knowledge with online marketing, whether there is opportunity in the market, and whether your niche. Okay, I mean, in this context, we're talking about food, right? So there is definitely an industry for that. But if you're doing anything else that might not be food, is there any interest in the public? This is actually going to be one of the first few slides. The first few slides we're talking about. So kind of going in a bit early. So
we'll save a bit of content, right? Because once again, it's a 1.5 hour workshop at Seth Lui, and I hope you guys will be looking forward to that. Quickly, right before we let you lead the workshop, right? So this has been a career of like what, 10 years?
No, it's how long? Oh my gosh, I don't remember. Maybe 8.
Good at writing, counting not so good.
Memory very bad. I think it's about like 9 years. Around
9 years.
Where this was like incorporation of the company.
Okay.
Around there,
What were your most memorable like reviews? You feel like
memorable reviews, right.
Or your most memorable piece of work?
Right. Probably the first time that I was invited to, I would say, a more atas restaurant. Then I felt at that point, kind of made something for myself.
I made it.
Like, oh my god, I got to invited to this like really nice steakhouse that I've always wanted to go, right? But it's achieved through a different way, right? Rather than actually having to fork out the money in a way.
Right. Okay. So that was like for you felt that was when you made it. I see. Now the whole landscape has changed quite a fair bit, I would say, as opposed to say maybe 8-9 years ago. I guess back then I think it was still a very new thing. A lot of restaurant owners, they would want to like, I let you eat for free, then you must fret about my restaurant. That was the case back then, wasn't it? Is it still like that now? Or people they finally understood like these guys, they are now running a legit media platform, and then you got to pay. Is it better now these days?
I mean, I think it's still understandable that people who invite you for a meal at the restaurant, like they expect something in return, this is I think a common understanding, and to be very fair, we also will state upfront whether we promise anything or not. So at most times we will actually say upfront, we can go and try, but like we don't promise a good review, or we might not even write anything if it's
and what's the common response to that? You say like, when you say that we may not put a review today.
We may not. You get a mix. Some people will be okay with it. Fine. If you like the food, you write about it. Good for you. But some then will like, they think of it as I give you free food. Why you don't want to write about it? What do I get in return for it? So it really depends. I don't think there's a right or wrong to this. Depends on how you want to look at value. Righto.
So if you could actually have one shot, or rather you had some advice to give your younger self. Think of it as maybe giving advice to some of our viewers tuning in right now, right? What is that advice you would give to them or given to your younger self?
Right.
Because the thing is, I know that you've made it, you've been successful, but think of it as a way of like, were there some things that were painful that you could have avoided, or could you have like accelerated to where you are right now?
Definitely. The number one thing that I always have regret with is I named the publication my own name, and it's stuck. So like they just stuck with it now. So that's the advice I would give my younger self.
Really?
I would not name it after myself.
Okay. So that is one piece of advice. I don't think he was intending to say in his slides, because I didn't see that part just now.
No lah, yeah.
Right?
Not,
But okay, having said that, I believe that we've only got, time is ticking right now. I think we should really let you have the chance now to go share with our folks here online, right? So Seth, please take it away. This is going to be your segment. It's gonna, okay, by the way, it's going to be like a 45-minute segment, right?
We're going to have a break. So,
we're gonna break.
You know,
then after that,
don't
come back
worry.
for another 40 minutes. Okay?
Yep.
So guys, so Seth, why not you go ahead, take over.
Okay, right. So today we're going to talk about gaining influence through food. The first few bits is not going to be like totally about food. I think we need to cover some like core concepts as well. But yeah, let's see. Next. So, you know, I'm Seth, and as you've sat through the first 20 minutes, we run a food publication called sethlui.com. So you can just go to sethlui.com and you'll see the website. We do reviews on restaurants, drinks, bars. We do videos as well. We try to tell stories about amazing food and heritage. That is, I think, that sums up what we do, right? So some of the clients that we also work with, it's like Grab. We work with Singapore Tourism Board, Shopback, Astra. So the brands are there. Yeah, my favorite is KFC. You know, oh shit, that's Citibank. Wrong. Should thought about that. Some of the social media stats that we have, right, is up there. So we have about 400K followers on Facebook. Instagram is at 128. Something that we're trying to build is Telegram, and the website itself we see about like 2 million page views monthly, and yeah, mostly it's local, and especially like we don't have any tourists now, so it's like I would say 90% is local at this point. Yep. So okay, you know, before we start off the workshop itself, we're gonna start off a quiz.
Yep. Okay, so quiz time, guys. Remember we told you that you'll be actually getting a $20 dining voucher. We've got 5 pieces of those to give away, right? And this is the first of the 5. And what you have to do now is to make sure you get your hands on the keyboard, okay? It's going to be an MCQ question, and you just need to be the first 20, or rather, you need to type in your answers within the first 20 seconds, okay? It doesn't mean that if you're the fastest, you will be able to get a prize. No, you just need to make sure that you get your answers in fast, and then after that, we're going to randomly pick those of you who have gotten the correct answer. Now, do take note, if you are going to spam A and you're going to spam B, you're going to spam all the 4 answers, that we cannot accept those answers, right? It's like going to an exam, right? As you say, go to an exam, then if you A, B, C,
you shade everything, then it's wrong.
You cannot shade everything, right? Okay, so guys, please only key in 1 answer. So all eyes on screen right now, hands on keyboard, and this is our first question.
Okay, ready?
Let's go. This influencer is best known for what? You can type in your answers right now. A, B, C, or D. Is it A, commentary about Asian stereotypes? B, commentary about steamed rice? Is it C, commentary about fried rice? Or is it D, outspoken and controversial politics? Okay, so type only A, B, C, or D. Guys, you will be able to, there will be 1 lucky winner who wins a $20 dining voucher. Now, no worries guys, if you don't win this, well, all you have to do, right, to get a $20 cash credit is to just go on to the frankbyocbc.com website, sign up for a debit card, and you will be able to get a $20 cash credit. Simple as that, okay? Because this is brought to you by Frank by OCBC, okay? We're gonna give some time for the online viewers to key in their answers, right? And do take note, right? Even if you see your name as the first name there, it doesn't mean that you'll win. Okay? Because you just need to make sure you get the correct answer within the first 20 seconds, and then after that, we will pick out the winner. I hope you know who this influencer is. I mean, if you don't know, let me give you a clue. Go search Uncle Roger. What, 20 seconds is up already.
I mean, do we have the outcome?
They're pulling out.
Right.
He has literally gotten viral just from with that one video. The thing is that a lot of people don't see his hard work. He's actually been in comedy for like so long.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? And I'm sure just like food influencers like yourself, you've been doing the toil, the work, right? People don't realize it, and then when one goes viral, people think that he got famous overnight, which is not entirely true, right?
Yeah, he got lucky, you know.
But mad props to him for for sticking with it, and now he's actually literally making his name through this topic. Let's first show the answer. The answer is C, commentary about fried rice. Okay. And yes, we do have a winner. Congratulations to Victoria Zheng Yi, watching this through the SMU YouTube, right? So Victoria, this is how you actually claim your prize. Go ahead, do a screenshot of your answer, right? Scroll up if you have to, screenshot it, and then after that, go ahead and send this screenshot to smulifefoodie@gmail.com. Okay, so that's for our winner. Once again, the email is smulifefoodie@gmail.com. Congratulations to you, Victoria. You are the winner of our $20 dining voucher. Yay! Okay, so we're giving away the first dining voucher already. Back to the real solid stuff now.
All right. So, thanks, Terence. And I hope everyone is aware of who Uncle Roger is. If you are not, definitely go check out his videos. Super funny. All right. And yeah, as Terence mentioned, right, there's a lot of hard work that goes behind it. The purpose of this, of course, is to introduce a concept to everybody, right? And I'm going to talk about the first thing is personality and branding, right? So, for those of you at home or in front of your screens, you can easily identify Uncle Roger now, because that is the persona he has built up, and it was really made famous from his commentary on fried rice. I think that was the first one that blew up, but he also now talks about other recipes as well. It's not just fried rice, right? So you should see some of like his later stuff. It's quite funny as well. He I would not say mock, but yeah, he makes funny comments about horrible cooking, right? So check out YouTube, of course, right? So this is one of the key concepts that we're going to talk about: personality and branding. And this is kind of, I would say, the epitome of where you want to get your branding to, right? And how do you actually determine your brand and your personality? I think the first thing we need to talk about is really how to pick a niche, right? So a lot of people do have this misconception that just being passionate about something, if I'm super passionate about food, right, then I can make money off it, and that is wrong. I need to tell you guys, if you are purely just passionate about something, you might not be successful, right? And that is actually a talk that I've given before, and this concept needs to be introduced to you guys as early as you can, before you venture into the world, you start working, and then you get your dreams dashed, right? So the niche or the success factor is really a combination of three things, right? First, of course, is your passion. Then you have the talent in what you are good at. And thirdly is whether there is market demand or market opportunity for it, right? So, for example, even if I'm super passionate about swimming, right? Like, if I don't have the talent to swim, I will never be an Olympic swimmer. I can try as much as I want to, but if I just don't have the talent for it, even though I super love it, right? So it's like, Terence, like, I might have the passion for hosting, right? But I don't have the talent for it. I'm not gonna be MC like you, right? To have this energy, like to really talk to people. So I think it's also important to consider whether you actually have a talent for the passion that you are interested in, right? And it's really a trial and error, I think, in a lot of cases. You want to just expose yourself to as many things as possible, right? The next thing is to look at whether there is a market demand or opportunity for it. Sometimes this is not very obvious. Who would have thought writing about food on like some online blog can make money, can build into a company? That is something kind of accidental in a way.
Yeah, 10 years ago it was unheard of, right? Kind of unknown, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think a lot of market opportunity also sometimes is accidental, and I to be very honest, I did not intend to go down this route, like in terms of creating advertising or like influencer for food in a way. That was never the idea, right? So I wanted to be a consultant, a marketer. That was what I wanted to be. Cause I got a marketing degree from uni. I wanted to use it, but But earlier I also talked about having multiple skill sets that all adds in to this whole business. I don't think unless you are really the top 1% of what you are good at. If not, yeah, you can do what I do, right? You know, I am passionate about food. I'm a bit not bad at writing, a bit not bad at photography. Yeah, then I know a bit about how to set up website. So all these factors really combine together, and that is how I came up with this type of model, right? So you gotta ask yourself what's your passion and what problems are there to solve in this world or in Singapore. It doesn't have to be the world, but of course go for it. Think big.
And it's a real problem actually,
Mm-mm.
because whenever my wife asks me like, where should we go for dinner?
Right.
Do you know how much of a help these kind of food blogs or food review platforms they are?
Yep.
Right. That I can go look for places to eat, right? And then so it's got good ratings, right? So there we go. That's a real problem solved, or rather, it actually solves a real problem out there in the world.
I think these days there's like Google review, right? There's like the little star rating thing, but like back then, like don't have. It's really, you just Google like where to eat pizza, and you get like random results, don't know nice or not, or like Pizza Hut like kind of pops up, but not exactly what you're looking for. So in a way, we kind of consolidated the information with a curated perspective, right? I wanted to make sure that everything that we talk about or we recommend is good, is worth eating, right? But of course, we may disagree on opinion, but of course, no reason to how do you say, like slam people, right? Yeah. So to each his own, right? That's still something kind of a disclaimer that I would say. Yeah, personal taste buds differs, right? You might like it, you might not, right? But this is, I guess, our opinion on what we recommend. Right, so picking a niche, it can be food or whichever, but do you also have the talent that goes along with it, right? So, food for thought. Wow.
Pun fully intended.
About that pun on the spot. Yes, so we're going to that's all the next thing to talk about, which is our tone, right? Which builds into the whole personality and branding of it. So, what is your natural tone? A lot of what people want to see these days, right, on like with influencers is this authenticity. How do you be authentic? And basically is to really be yourself. I think that's the number one thing. Okay, it can be like maybe a slightly exaggerated version of yourself, but like I think down to the core of it, you need to be yourself and have that consistent tone, right? And ask yourself, naturally, are you a funny guy? Are you outgoing? For myself, I like food, I guess, like in my just daily hobby. Weekend, now a bit more weekend. The day is more of a work thing. So now going out to eat is like, I associate it with work already, so got a slight trauma. But on the weekends, I still enjoy going out to find super obscure, hidden. I think last week, what did I eat? I ate this curry peng, basically. At some very ulu like food center. So I guess ask yourself what you like. And okay, so in terms of writing also, like, and tone, the way I like to write is to firstly present this functional information, right? Like I need to. This is one thing that I get annoyed with some of the older blogs, right? Where they tell you, wow, hey, this food damn nice. Then they don't tell you where is it. Then what's the point?
Really? It happened before?
Yeah, sometimes they don't give you the address. There's no address. There's no operating hour. So sometimes even got address, then you go, crap, it's closed.
Right.
Yeah. So I want to give functional information. That's the first thing, because I know I was quite annoyed when I couldn't find the address, or sometimes you go and it's closed. Right. These are real situations that happen. And I tend to inject a bit of humor into my writing. So I like to keep it casual, just keep it chill. Technically we are not food critics lah. I would say we're just recommending food and giving our opinion. I'm not a Michelin star, the inspector, go around and give you Michelin star. I'm not lah, right? That's not who I am. So there's a casual tone to it. I try to be a bit funny, and mostly hope that through the details that I write, and through the photos and all, you can see that there is this passion, like this interest in food. And that is sort of like my tone that I communicate, right, with people. Same thing for anyone that wants to be an influencer, right? There's this example, right, of this Abeng Fuli, such an interesting one. Yeah, so his tone, right, is super Abeng. Yeah. Okay. Then it's such a interesting personality, right? Yeah, so that is his tone, right? He's really Abeng, and like, you know, how he writes, how he presents everything is like, this one, you know, that is how he writes. His content. So that is very interesting for me, and it's kind of a alternate take to expressing the same topic, right?
Yeah.
Got see,
I have, and definitely it's gonna resonate with specific groups, right? You know, people who also favor the language.
Right? Exactly.
That's fun, right? Okay. Cool.
So probably like, you know, perhaps the maybe a bit older generation, I guess. But this is an example of using your own personality, giving your own tone. So, you know, don't be, I would say be different lah. SMU's logo back then.
Motto, man.
Be different. Is it still be different? Did we change it?
I think
it's still be different. Okay.
I think you changed it.
Yes. But definitely, you know, as part of marketing, this is something that you need to have.
So then, right? I'm saying that you have to have a consistent voice of what the natural tone is. But you still have to be different.
Yes.
That's a fine line to tread.
Right. I think everyone has to believe that you are different in a way lah. Not, you know, exactly. You are like totally different. You need to find in what way are you different, right?
Okay.
I mean, we all two eye, one nose lah. That's like the commonality. But I guess in what way can you be different? And it's really I think linking back to the earlier part, right, of like having different interests, different talents, different knowledge, and you know, when you really combine everything together, then that is the unique thing. It's not like the one thing that you know how to do. You need to combine multiple things, and that is the unique difference that you make. True that.
Well put. I think although it was a difficult question, I think yes. So there you can see it's his natural answer lah. I mean, it is true, right? You got to find out how you are different from everyone else, right? And still be authentic. Okay.
Correct. But if you don't know how to do it, this is a slide on getting inspiration. Okay. So of course you can always refer to competitors. You can do industry research and see how are the successful people doing it, right? So of course how the successful people are doing it. No lah, but when I started also, right, then I would also refer to kind of like what the market leader was at that time, and you know, RIP Hungry Go Where, but like that was one of the sites that I used to go to, you know, years ago before they closed down this year. But definitely, you know, we reference a lot on how they did their content, how they did, you know, like the filter, the search, and like, you know, the similar things that even other competitors do, the other bloggers. Like, these are definitely points of references that I use, and then I wanted to see how I can put in something a bit different, right, with the humor, and I would say actual F&B industry knowledge is something a bit more unique to myself, because I've run the business, I've done the floor work, you know, I've done bartending. Like, I was really very interested into it, and I really did my hands into it. So that was the kind of perspective that I could give.
Exactly, right. That's how you are unique, because you have your experience, which you know, not everyone came in that package that you were in. Okay.
So you know, you find ways to be different lah. But you know, first also knowing your competitor, knowing the industry. Then, you know, the second thing is of course to ask your internal friends lah, like what do you think is missing? What kind of information are you trying to look for that, you know, is probably not available, or you want to know more about yourself, right? Like, what is the unique thing about me, right? Ask your friends, internal circle. Then the other thing, of course, like what every marketing course likes to do is to ask your audience, do a survey, to ask your audience what they want, may or may not be accurate, but you know, if you learn a marketing course, definitely you will attempt that lah, right? You can glean some information, definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
No waste the effort, right? At least just try, right? And know
Try,
whether it
yeah.
works or not.
Yeah. So I mean, a lot of times you just need to filter out the, you know, some of the things lah. Take the things that are useful, then discard what's not useful, right? Then you know, again, you know, I'm huge on this combining multiple ideas concept lah. If you see, if you notice my pattern here, so you know, take ideas from different competitors or industry, or even not even the same industry, right? You can adapt things out of F&B and like adapt it into this idea. So this is kind of how you get inspiration to create new things. Right. So moving on. Engagement for influencers. I think gone are the days where it is a one-way conversation, right? Like you can't, you know, you have this celebrity star, right? Like Fei Wong, or you know, Fan Wong. There's Fei Wong also.
From Hong Kong.
Yeah, but even Fan Wong, like, you know, can you imagine, like, can you talk to Fan Wong like back in the day? Like, it's so out of reach, right, for these celebrities, right? And in this day of social media influencer thing, this is actually the gap that we are closing. We're trying to establish conversation and engagement with the followers or the fans, right? So you need to have this sense of engagement, and also to have the platform available, right? And the platforms, of course, social media, you have Facebook, Instagram, etc. But also creating the conducive situation for them to engage with you, right? So of course, you know, what is conducive, you have to respond. I think that's like the first thing to do. A lot of people will start to just leave messages alone, they don't respond. So it's kind of one of the ways to create engagement, simply just to respond. Although sometimes there are a lot of keyboard warriors online. Have you ever had any? Like,
I'm not at a level where people
Really?
come and look for me, no.
No, but like, okay, let's say like you have a talk, and then like, you know, anyone like leave any mean comments like, hey, you suck.
I guess that
Yeah.
surely happens a lot, right? And then what's your take on that though? Like, do
Right.
you address them head on? I mean, so
Yeah.
I could totally see a situation where maybe you review something maybe positively, and then someone disagrees, and then they will accuse you of like being showing favoritism.
Yep.
then-
That definitely does happen quite a bit. The most common thing they'll say is, hey, this one, they pay you one, right? But, you know, for myself, it's just you know, thank you for reading and giving this feedback. We'll work on it, or, you know, happy to agree to disagree. I think I normally just try to like diffuse it. Like, there's no point to fight on for it, or I mean, just to clarify things like, I don't know, we didn't get paid for this. This is our honest opinion. I think for myself, it's just to reply politely and like just move on with your life. No point arguing with these people.
Yeah, and despite that there's so much negativity that can come along in these comments, right? It is still important that to respond to them and not leave them alone.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, who knows? You might convert them one day, right? And yeah, I think for me it kind of shows like you're not hiding from the issue also. You're not like, you just, you know, like delete the comment. You know, like some people do that. Like, I just delete the negative comments. So like for myself, I know that negative comments, we take it as you know, constructive feedback. I mean, if it's useful but you know, if it's something vulgar or what, then we delete it. Yeah.
Okay. Every right to delete. Okay.
Right. So you know, the third thing we want to talk about is, of course, like to collaborate with people, right, and to work and tag partners and stuff, right? So you know, of course, we have like OCBC Frank, like this is one of the partners that you can tag, and you know, it's important to work with partners to extend your reach and also to help each other out, right? So for influencers and stuff, like, you know, you can work with each other. You know, just tagging the person that you feature as well, like be a merchant, like some chicken rice store, but sometimes, you know, what we've experienced is, you know, they'll also share with their friends, right? Because they were featured in your topic, right? And they have every incentive to go and share this information with more people, right? So, you know, these are some ways to go about it. Yeah, and I think lastly, Encourage user-generated inputs, right? Ask for recommendations, like, hey, where do you think I should eat next? Like, or what do you think of this place? Stuff like that, right? So you get like this kind of feedback only when you actually ask for it, right? So you need to generate that kind of conversation. Yeah, but if you, a bad question would be like yes/no questions. Then people can only say yes, no, right? So you want to kind of generate more engagement with open-ended and relatable questions, right? And that is engagement.
Right. So okay, the thing about asking the crowd, like where do you think I should go next, right? How do I put it? I see it as you have to attain a certain level before you ask that kind of question.
Right.
Or is that just my screwed up way of thinking?
I think everyone has like some friends, right? Like just asking your close circle of friends. Unless you really know friends, then a bit hard to me. Yeah.
Okay. But just don't be shy. Ask, right?
Don't be shy. Just ask. Put it out there. You never know what you'll get. So to summarize, really, social media influencers now is the social part is kind of you don't want to lose sociability. Need to maintain that connection. In order to build, your presence.
And really ensure it's not as what you said, one-way traffic, right? Okay.
If you just keep blasting information or like what you want to say, then you're not listening. Then there's no influence,
Right.
That's propaganda and they're different.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
And with that, we've got quiz question number 2. Okay. Once again, we're giving away that $20 dining voucher. We've already given one piece of that, one of those $20 dining vouchers. We're now going on to our second one. We've got a total of 5 of them. And this is how you play it. And all you have to do is, we're going to show it a question on screen. Okay. Just type in the answer. You just have to type A, B, C, or D. And once again, if you're going to type in all the answers, A, B, C, D, enter, or A, enter, B, enter, C, enter, D, enter, we're not going to accept that answer. Okay, same thing as how you answer an MCQ question, you cannot write all four answers, right?
Yep.
Okay, so once you see this question appear on screen, you can start typing your answer already, and do take note, you must type in your answer within the first 20 seconds. This is not by way of whoever is the fastest. So long as you type your answer within the first 20 seconds, you have a chance to win that $20 dining voucher. Okay, so guys, let's take a look at the second question. All eyes on screen, hands on keyboard, let's go. Okay, so if we could bring it down for a 3 minutes music video cover, which platform is considered most suitable? Is it A, Telegram, B, TikTok, C, Instagram, D, YouTube? Oh, this is an interesting question, right? Because it brings to the fore that each social media platform is different.
Definitely.
Kind of. Okay, but whatever the case of, guys, quickly type in your answers now. A, B, C, or D, and this is for the $20 dining voucher, right? Just for tonight's show, right? We'll be giving away a total of $100 worth of dining vouchers. There are plenty of prizes to be won throughout this entire campaign of SMU Foodie. If you go on to and subscribe to the SMU Life YouTube channel, we'll be giving away 10 prizes there, right? We'll be picking 10 lucky subscribers to get a $100 dining voucher each. Okay, so that is your chance to win prize as well. Okay, so once again, the question is for a 3-minute music video cover. Which platform is considered most suitable? A, Telegram, B, TikTok, C, Instagram, or D, YouTube. Okay, you don't have to type in like A, Telegram, just
you need to spell it out, yes? Alphabet.
A, B, C, or D.
Yep.
Interesting, huh? Okay. We will be picking out the winner very soon. Okay. And let's take a look at firstly. Okay. Let's take a look at the correct answer. The correct answer is
drum
let me guess.
roll.
D, right? I hope I'm correct. Wow.
Yeah.
D, yeah. Okay.
Very good.
So D is the correct answer. Okay. And the person who has gotten it correct, congratulations to Ray Tam. And you're watching it on the Frank by OCBC Facebook. Congratulations to you. And here's how you can claim your prize. Okay, make sure you screenshot your answer, right? And then contact this email, which is smulifefoodie@gmail.com. I'm going to spell it out for you. So it's SMULIFEFOODIE gmail.com. Okay, congratulations to Ray Tam. You have won for yourself the $20 dining voucher. And this nicely segues into the next part of the workshop, yes?
Yes, of course. All got plan one.
Yeah.
All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is, of course, social media channels or different platforms. There's so many different social media platforms available now. But of course, we're going to focus on what is most prevalent or most popular in Singapore itself. Yeah, you know, there's like Pinterest and whichever, but we're not going to really cover that. Right? It will take forever if we talk about it. So, you know, we're going to focus on the main platforms that Singaporeans use. And yeah, we'll try to go through it briefly. Right. So the first thing I wanted to touch on is really to understand algorithms and to understand how do posts appear on your feed, right? And how do certain posts, like, you know, things that are not your friend posts, but pages that you follow, or even viral posts that like your friends share. Some posts get more shares than others. Why is that? Right. The first thing we want to talk about is, of course, content relevancy. Right. So whatever that you are interested in, that, you know, let's be honest, Facebook is tracking every motion that you do, right? Whether you are staying 5 seconds looking at this, or whether you got click, you got share, you got comment, Facebook is taking note, right? Okay, a bit scary, but that is kind of how they judge what is relevant to you, right, or to anyone, and they will pick topics that are relevant based on, you know, their algo and show it to you, right? So that is the number one thing in terms of relevancy, right? And, you know, sometimes it gets to the point of it's a bit scary when I'm talking about, you know, I talk about beer, right? Then suddenly, the next thing I see,
Yes,
my Facebook feed is a beer ad. Wow, that I don't know how that part. No one can prove that it's listening, but, you know, sometimes you get this feeling.
yes.
I
I do get it all the time.
Yeah. I swear I didn't click any beer, you know, articles in the last month lah, but I just talked about it only and it still appears. So content relevancy is one thing. The frequency of posts as well. This is more for, like, I would say the Facebook page users, no, page creators, the owners of the page, sorry. The owners of the page, the more you post, actually, it kind of helps lah, right? It judges that you are a bit more active, and it tends to put your posts up more. Then the last thing is to understand the virality effect, which is a bit of a domino, right? It's not a bit of a domino, it's a domino effect, right? So what the social media platform does usually, right, is it will test your post with, let's say, 50 people, right? It'll show your post to these 50 people first and see how they react to your post. Did they click the like? Did they comment? Did they share? So that's the data that they're collecting, and from there they see the engagement rate, right? And if there is a good engagement rate from this small sample size of 50 people, then it will start to show it to, let's say, 500 people. Yeah. So, and then it does another round of tests, like if these 500 people do they react? You know, got like, got share, got comment. Yeah. And then if it's still a positive thing, of course, then they start to show it to like 5,000 people. And this is how virality works in terms of algorithm-wise on Facebook platforms. Not just Facebook I mean social media platforms in general. Yeah. But, you know, however, if it fails at any point right, it doesn't cross a certain threshold. Maybe it's like, I don't know, 10% of who they show to needs to react. Then it will just cut there. It will stop showing to more people. Yeah, so that is generally how you know, Facebook or, I mean, social media algorithms work But I mean, Facebook owns like Instagram also so that is how algorithms work. So, you know, I think it's important to just understand this effect first, right? And then we're going to talk about the various different platforms available. So, of course, Facebook is the #1 used social media platform in Singapore, and this is the one that we're kind of going to focus a bit more about. The important thing, or the trend now, is actually on Facebook groups, right? So, are you in any like communities or groups?
Yes.
Right? What kind of interest group are you in?
Sayang the community cats.
Oh, Sayang the community cats. Okay. very specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It appears on my Facebook feed all the time.
Right. And I assume the members are very active about it.
Yeah.
Right? Do they share like a lot of photos of
A lot of photos about it. They see a community
chats,
cat,
right?
they take a picture.
Yeah. So, that's an example of a community Facebook group. And, back in 2020, Mark Zuckerberg actually did say that there's a real opportunity to connect more of us with groups that will be meaningful social infrastructure in our lives, right? So Facebook has blatantly said that they are actually going to focus a lot on Facebook groups. And that is literally what is happening now, right? So, there's all these groups popping up because Facebook is kind of encouraging it as well. They're making it easier to create groups and they're making it more shareable. Yeah, so they tweak with the algorithm a little bit just to promote more groups. So I think groups were technically quite a new thing, right? Back then it was more like your personal and then they have pages.
Yeah.
But now there's like groups, which is huge now.
Good point, right? Actually, I didn't realize that. I remember him actually saying that quote.
Yep.
And then I was thinking like, nah, that's not going to happen because I was so happy just looking at my friends'
Right,
feeds,
your friends' feeds, right? Yeah.
right? But increasingly I realized that hey,
Yeah.
the groups that I'm in actually shares content which I like. So
Yep.
it was right again. Oh well, because he controls it.
Yeah.
He can do
it's up
anything
to
he
him,
wants.
right?
Yeah.
So promoting groups was a big agenda for Facebook, right? And then making sure that the group posts appears on your feed, right? So that is all within their control and pretty much the direction they're going for, right? And Facebook itself is generally for the masses, right? I think really is a huge range, like you have young, you have old, you have like, I don't know. Do you know anyone that does not have a Facebook account? Maybe got
Very
rare.
young. I don't know.
Very rare.
Young.
Right.
Yeah, maybe the
Very young, right?
Yeah.
Right. But I think our age range,
Most,
like everybody
Yes.
got Facebook.
Yep.
Right. At some point, but maybe they decided, I want to take a break, like go off Facebook. But at some point, everyone created a Facebook account.
Right.
Yeah, but then maybe they shut it off. So I think that is just how big Facebook is. And I'm not sure about everyone else, but my main source of information is actually Facebook. Like current affairs, right? A lot of the news, I see it so fast through Facebook. Not even like the news or what, right? The news sites are on Facebook as well. And that is how I actually first get into how the news happens. Yeah. So that's kind of like the state of affairs now. So there are multiple functions for Facebook. You can do photo, videos, like quiz and all sorts of things. So you can pretty much do anything you want. So again, we mentioned about communities. The one thing that made Facebook really, really big is like how they made it so shareable in terms of like you can share posts, and then we talked about the algorithm, how they made it appear on different people's feeds, right? Even for people or pages that you don't follow, right? As long as it has good engagement, it will still appear on your feed. Yeah. So this virality effect is engineered, right? But there are share buttons also that you can try to share. Very easy to use, and hence pretty much the dominant social media platform now, right?
Okay.
So of course, everyone's familiar with it. There's some other social media platforms to cover as well.
So like specifically with
question.
Facebook, right? Is it like if we are on it, we should be using it to our advantage? Like if I'm doing a food review, I should make sure that I find a page that has food reviews and just put it in there.
I think if you want to go like mainstream, end of the day, right? If that's your target, you want to go mainstream, go mass, right? Facebook cannot escape one. Must have Facebook. There is no company in Singapore, I would say, that's like a known company that does not have a Facebook account.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So but that's the obvious thing. Okay. Yeah, let's play a game. This icon recognize what is this?
Paper aeroplane company.
Paper aeroplane.
Telegram, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're now going to a bit more fringe social media platforms. So we have Telegram. Next, WhatsApp. I'm sure everyone is aware. This one.
It's got to be YouTube, right?
YouTube, easy. Yeah. This one.
Douyin.
Douyin.
Do they even share the same logo? I don't know.
Yes, it's the same logo.
It's the same logo, right?
Yeah.
TikTok,
But
okay.
in Singapore, it's TikTok.
Okay.
Douyin is only in China.
Okay.
Yes, which is how they started. Then we have
Okay.
Insta.
Insta.
Yeah.
The place where you go for thirst traps.
Last one. This one, Little Birdie.
Who uses that in Singapore?
Got
Really?
people use. There
Twitter?
is definitely.
Okay.
Got. Yeah.
Okay.
So Twitter, correct. So these are okay. WhatsApp is a bit debatable whether you call it a social media platform or not, and Telegram, but it still is right? You can kind of create groups, and you can actually talk to people, right? So like WhatsApp Business, for example, you can have like a couple tens or 100 people in the group, and it's social. Like you can actually send them messages, like mass send to this group, and you can create different groups. Same thing for Telegram, right? You have different functions of it. I would group like WhatsApp and Telegram together in one category. Twitter is a whole different animal by itself. It's like purely text, and you are right in Singapore it's not as prevalent. A lot of people use it more for I would say news things right? So current affairs, reporters tend to use this. When there are live press conference, it's so much faster. Just type a message, then go to Instagram and take a photo. It cannot be. It's gonna take you a while. Yeah. So Instagram, of course, is I would say the younger generation tends to use it more. YouTube would be for I would say a lot of artists, a lot of performers. As mentioned earlier, we have the music video covers, those are more suitable for YouTube. And then we also have TikTok, which is the super new thing. Like the super young millennials, I would say. You got use TikTok?
Yes, I do.
Do you create content, or you're just stalking there?
I'm just stalking.
You're just stalking there,
right?
Yeah. So for us a bit, the middle-aged one is we're just stalking there. But definitely it is for the younger generation to use to really express themselves. A lot of trends going on TikTok. So these are kind of platforms. They have different purposes. Of course, they have different lengths of content that you can put in, different formats of content that you put on. It really depends on what your purpose is to consider which platform you want to use.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Right. I have actually seen some food reviews on TikTok. I was surprised. Right, and they have the same usual that voiceover. Here's a cafe that you wouldn't believe happens in Singapore, right? And then they go and show all the shots of the cafe, and okay, I guess I'm interested enough. And it's very small, very bite-sized.
Right.
So I guess the language of how you speak to your audience on this specific platform that matters, right?
Definitely. So understanding the target audience, of course, then is kind of how you speak to them. To be upfront, we are also trying TikTok. I've not completely figured it out, so I'm actually one of those that you just said. You show the cafe, right? Then you say, hey, this cafe looks very nice. They serve good coffee. Via text. In there's the default TikTok music playing there. It's something that we're trying also. Yeah.
Right. And just try everything.
Just
right?
try
you never know, right? Okay.
Yes. But definitely it is. There's so many platforms it's getting an increasingly hard game to see what you want to focus on.
True that.
Right. So roughly these are the platforms. We're just gonna have a quick word about SEO. It's not technically social media related, but I just want to mention it. Some of the concepts need to tie back to SEO as well. Right. So all major search engines such as Google, Bing, Yahoo. I think these are the main ones. Last time we got Alta Vista, this kind, but died already. Right, so they have...
Don't expose our age, right? When you say Alta Vista, I love that. Everyone knows our age right now. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. There are primary search results, and then beyond that, you get page 2, page 3, page 4, whichever, which no one really goes into unless you're super desperate, right? Where web pages content are shown and ranked according to how relevant the search engine deems your content, right? So that is basically search engine's definition. So SEO, which stands for search engine optimization, the most important thing to note is it measures authority of your content or your site, right? The more higher authority that you have, which is based on relevancy, and the technical way to look at it is the backlinks that link to your site.
What's backlinks again?
So
other sites linking to you.
So if there are other sites linking to you, they reference your site, right? Then that gives you authority. Yeah, but it's a very technical thing. We're not going to talk too much about it. The important thing to note is also to just, if you want to play SEO, you want to play the SEO game, right? You have to research, right? You don't guess what people search for. You do the research based on volume, how many people are trying to rank for the same thing, and what other ideas like you might not have guessed, right? One very quick strategy for this is long tail versus short tail keywords, right? So a short tail keyword, for example, would be like trying to rank for where to buy sticks, right? Which is a bit vague, general.
Okay.
Yeah. Then a long tail keyword would be more to words where to buy sticks under $20 online, right? So it's very, very specific. You target a specific audience that wants to search for this intent, yeah, versus trying to rank for very generic things like where to buy stick. So this is the example between long tail versus short tail. Long tail will give you better results in the end of the day, unless you are Wikipedia then you are huge, right? Yeah, so this roughly covers SEO.
So hang on. I know we're gonna go a 5-minute break, but let me
your question,
try to
what
wrap
question?
my head around the long tail, because that sounds important.
Right,
I was looking at the slides, I'm like, this is important, but I don't understand. So I have the chance to ask you. I want to ask right now.
Right.
So are you saying that we should go for either or long tail or short tail? Is there a specific recommendation?
No, go for long tail. Yeah.
Go for
long tail. Yeah.
Long tail, which is the one which is as broad as possible.
No, as long as possible.
As more descriptive.
Yeah, as more descriptive. Yeah. So you want to pinpoint people who have this intention to buy this exact thing, then that is the strategy that you should go for.
So for example, if I'm doing a review about sticks, right, which happens to be under $20, I better make sure that I have that places to buy sticks under $20. Right?
Yeah, so you try to target a specific audience that's looking for affordable sticks rather than target everybody who wants to eat steak. That is, you kind of niche it down to smaller audiences, and that will let you rank for SEO a lot easier than trying to just broad machine gun everybody, Yeah, just target specific fews. So you can break it up into budget stakes, right? Stakes below $20. Then you can also go into stakes above $100. Then that is a better strategy, right? But SEO is a huge topic, Of course, we don't have time for it. So we are going to go for
a toilet break. Okay, guys, 5-minute break. We will be back after 5 minutes. I know we've aimed to be a bit of a time, but yes, we'll still give you the full 5 minutes, okay? So guys, don't go away. Once again, we still have our $20 dining vouchers that we want to give away. And don't forget, I'll be telling you how you can win almost $1,000 worth of dining vouchers. Let me calculate that out. We've got about $950 of dining vouchers for our participants for SMU Foodie, okay? So guys, don't go away, we'll be back in 5 minutes time. Hey guys, welcome back to SMU Foodie KOL Workshop, and the KOL that we have here with us in the studio today, Seth Lui.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us here today, man. If you just joined us, where were you in the first 45 minutes? We gave away a lot of information, right? About how you could go around doing your brand personality, understanding a little bit of SEO, what kind of platform you should be on. Hey, but not too late at all, right? We've still got another 40 minutes of your workshop that we can go on with. And right, if you're wondering, hey, why are we here? Well, it's because it's SMU Foodie, and that's a digital campaign that's led by SMU Life. And if you are looking to be the next content creator on campus, well, this is your chance to do so. Now, this is going to be a campaign that spans 6 weeks every week, right? There's going to be a theme. All you have to do is to submit your video entries on smu.sg/SMU-foodie. And every week we've got a $150 dining voucher to be given away to our winner. And if you do make it into the finale, then you also stand a chance to win the latest iPhone and also a chance for internship at sethlui.com.
Yeah.
Okay, now for our viewers, we'll also be able to get prizes as well, so long as you subscribe to SMU Life YouTube channel. We've got 10 of these prizes, $100 of dining vouchers to be given away to our 10 lucky subscribers, right? And also, we'd like to thank our sponsors for this event here today. That's Frank by OCBC, and you'll also be able to get a $20 cash credit to fund your foodie dreams, so long as you get a debit card from Frank, right? So go on, guys, go on to frankbyocbc.com to get your debit card. Now, for this workshop, we are also giving away $20 dining vouchers. We're going to give away 5 pieces of that. We're giving away 2 before the break. We're now going on to our third one. Yes?
Yep.
Okay. So, Seth, can I have you bring up our third question? Okay, third question, please.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. But there we go.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Okay.
So this is the third question.
Okay. Ready?
Hang on, let me just remind everybody, 20 seconds, you have 20 seconds to type in your correct MCQ answer, right? Please don't type in all the answers, just only key in one answer. Okay, once you see the answer come, once you see the question come up, you can start typing A, B, C, or D already. Okay, guys, ready? Good luck, and here we go. Question number 3 for the $20 dining voucher. Which was the most viewed content on Facebook for Q1 2021? The answer will shock you. Okay, so A, B, C, or D, right? One is like a, what do you call that, a post, a text post. B is like a, I don't know, picture of cuddly animal.
A little dog.
Yeah, like little dog. C is an interactive game, I guess. And D is one with a compilation of pictures, right? So just make a guess. Which do you think was the most viewed content on Facebook for Q1 2021? Okay. Once again, if you type in all 4 answers, no, we cannot accept that answer. Just choose one. This one, I think I got it right, but I guessed.
This one was guess. It was random.
Yeah, this was
Your luck.
I based on what would I view or share. No, actually, I'm very stingy with my shares one.
Right.
I based on what I think I would view and interact with. Oh, I nearly give it away.
Right.
What I would interact with. Okay, so go along the same line of thinking and see, what is the kind of post that what would you actually interact with. Right. While we wait for that, once again, don't forget it's a $20 dining voucher. We will still have this, our third prize that we're giving away here tonight. We will still have another 2 more prizes after this that we're going to give away. Okay, so we'll be looking out for our winners, and I do believe we have our winner. But first, let's take a look at the correct answer.
Answer is C.
The first 3 words you see are your reality.
I think I got a bigger one.
Yeah, you could
So this is the results of it.
Yeah, this is the results. So that one has got 18.6
million views. Yep.
Okay. Before we announce the winner, did you say that you had a bigger version of that, right?
So,
do you want to say something about that?
Basically, all these posts are considered viral posts, but in Q1, so that's the source there. This is released by Facebook. This is actually the post that got the most views and most engagement, right? So this is a bigger version of it. I mean, feel free to try it out at home yourself. While you try that, I think you can announce the winner first.
Okay, congratulations, and our winner is Jovan Yo, and he was watching it on SMU YouTube. Congratulations, winner of our $20 dining voucher. Let's see if you're able to see. I knew I spent a lot of time on this.
Like staring at it.
Yeah, staring at it.
Right. It was so what words do you see?
I saw men. I watched
You
this.
saw men. Was that men? Okay.
There's a man on the right side.
I saw connection, change probably. And I think I saw power somewhere.
If I don't see anything,
You don't see anything.
does it mean that I have no reality?
Your reality
no
is
sense of
limitless reality.
Limitless.
Like my multiverse, like the new Marvel show coming up. Okay, so this is actually the most shared post on Facebook, and you can probably guess why this might be quite viral, because it kind of tells you about yourself, and then you want to kind of share that with other people, like, hey, what does it tell about you? Yeah, and you want to understand each other, So it's I think that effect lah. I don't know for certain, but I would think that is the effect, right? And then we're gonna lead into the concepts that we'll talk about, right? And understanding virality is something that I'm gonna explain, or I will try to explain. I don't think I'm like the super pro of it also, but I think there are articles or content that we've done that have garnered like a few thousand shares, hundreds of thousands of views. So there's some.
You have some in the millions, yes.
Yeah, so we have YouTube videos that are like in the millions as well. Like know a bit. Not saying I'm very pro, but like can teach a bit. So variety is something that everyone wants to achieve, right? And the dream of every marketing agency, like the client go to a marketing agency, hey, I want viral.
Yes.
Yeah, like say just switch a flip like that. Yeah, so it's not that simple. Everyone wants to go viral. But why? I think it's understanding psychology in the first place. Why do people share content, right? Firstly, it evokes an emotion that relates to them, and also it involves a bit of personal branding as well, right? Whatever that you share, you kind of want it to represent your beliefs or who you think your reputation or your thinking is, right? So kind of like why people carry like a Starbucks cup around, right? Why branding works in general is basically because of that, because you think that this brand would represent who you are as a person. Right, so let's say if Starbucks is into sustainability, like helping the farmers and their beans, so this is something that you believe in, the cause, you buy Starbucks, you carry it around, and this is kind of like association also, this is your personal branding. Same thing with social media, like whatever that you share is kind of how you want to be represented on your feed, to your friends, to your followers, whoever, right? So that is the branding part of it, but also most importantly, that is a emotion that was evoked in you, right? That creates this action. Okay, so a lot of times the things that you share also tends to be unique perspective and new information, right? You won't share something that is like already common knowledge, right? It's a lot about learning about something new, right? So you see news ideas or news content tends to do very, very well on social media, right? Because it's new, it's really literally new, just happened, right? New cases, whichever, right? And people tend to share that, right? What do you think people share about food though?
Because they want to be perceived as purveyor of fine foods.
The purveyor.
Or like they enjoy it.
Yeah. So same thing. You want to introduce to your friends where to eat good food, and since food is such a big thing in Singapore itself, it's like part of our heritage and all. Kind of to be able to tell your friends where to eat good food, like kind of elevates your social status, right? You want to be the guy that like knows where all the good food are. Yeah.
That is true. Because this really just struck me that
right.
Because that's literally what I was doing
right.
recently with my colleagues.
Yep.
I think they treated me better after that. No, being able to do recommendations. No,
that doesn't suck. I think it's an important thing that you must recommend it. It's good.
And it's good. Like you're knowledgeable. Foodies are actually held in high social standing in Singapore. I think. And I'm not exaggerating. Like, take for example, my other persona is that I like to talk about being healthy, but nobody wants to hear about that. Nobody wants to hear about that.
No one wants to
But
hear
when
about it,
When I
yeah.
talk about where to eat good food, people do.
Tell me, say like that. Yeah, of course. So food is something that connects everyone, especially in Singapore. It's very relatable. Who doesn't eat? Everyone eats, right? Who doesn't want to eat good food, right? Okay, maybe some people that really, the
Maybe not
healthy
by choice.
type, very healthy,
Health
then maybe not the priority. But yeah, so food is something, and when you learn this new information about food, it's a unique perspective. That's why people share information, right? So one other way to kind of create this content, this virality, is to have controversy and to have outrageousness in general. So just to explain this, right? So when you have controversy, it's basically two parties that have polarizing views. You have completely different views of each other, right? So maybe some people enjoy pineapple on pizza. Maybe some
Very
people
controversial.
no, you cannot add fruit on pineapple. But tomato is a fruit. Gotcha there. So you have two different camps that will debate about this, right? And that creates this controversy. The more people talk about a certain subject, we know why politics is such a big subject that people talk about and they share about. Both sides want to express their views. Either they agree or disagree. You want to support this guy, you want to support that guy. So these controversial things, right, happens, right? So one way to create like outrageous content also is to take a belief that people commonly believe, and then you kind of just turn it upside down, right? And tell them
A
like
commonly held belief, you turn it upside down.
and tell them that it's not true. What you believe is not true.
Okay.
Yeah, one very simple example is like rice. Everyone eats rice, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we Asian, right? We eat rice every other day. If someone just comes along and tell you that eating rice is poisonous to you, then you will be like, what? Surprise, right? New information, and completely turns your beliefs upside down. Yeah, and then if this is like a research piece or content, I will definitely click in. Or you go and click.
I will share it and I say this is.
share.
I will say that I don't believe in this, but I will still share it.
Right. Yeah. So again, then it goes back to controversy also. So either you believe it or you don't believe it. Yeah. And then you share Then you share your opinion. Yeah. This is nonsense. This content. Yeah. But then if you do believe in, oh my God, guys, do you see this? This is a very anti, I think, chat group. My mom always send me this kind of the scam message on.
Okay.
I don't know where you get that, right?
If you're in any family chat, yes.
Yeah, she said like, she just forward this kind of scam, fake news my mom always falls for that. So yeah, part of the controversy as well. What do you think is the most popular emotions for content?
I actually don't remember this slide. I'm gonna guess rage.
Right. Rage. So anger. So I mean, those of you at home seeing this, I haven't played the slide. So virality is about emotions, right? I just covered that. So, okay, Terrence's guess is rage. Let's see what's the answer. It is actually, a bit small. Amusement, 15%.
15%. That's all. That's
Awe,
25.
and then awe is 25%. Your anger is
It's only
6%. 6%, yeah. So you can see people are very, they will share mostly awe-inspiring content, right? So definitely, I think now, right, especially because can travel now, cannot travel, right?
No.
So you see, all the travel photos, is it you? I want to go to Japan, I want to climb this mountain, right? So this is like awe-inspiring content. And Basumo, they did this analysis, and these are the emotions that you can aim to create. I'm just gonna pick anger just because you mentioned it, and
I think maybe not relevant for SME fully because
no. Okay, I can think of like, so if you say this very popular shop that you go to as a child, I say it sucks, like it's not good, it will create anger in you. Yeah, and then you go and share it, and either you say, hey, this guy is wrong, or you'll fight me for it.
Right.
So it kind of creates this virality also. It's controversy, right? If I can create the right emotion for it. Might not be the best way to do it, but that is kind of how you can create anger or create certain emotions to drive virality.
Okay.
right? So replicating virality is, first understanding this concept of emotions, right? What emotions you want to create, and what does it evoke? It must be a strong emotion, can't be like a maybe, like okay, right? Okay, so I a bit skipped down to the third point, but
Okay.
back to the first point of it, for those of you at home seeing the slides, you want to kind of reference things that have worked. What kind of viral content has gone viral before? You want to reference that. You want to adapt that to your particular style of content, and then you come up with a sort of a remixed version, right? So a very simple example, which I actually use myself personally, right? So if earlier on you remember the quiz, right? One of the questions actually asked, name a restaurant that has closed down that reveals your age, something like that. Yeah, but without actually saying your age.
Okay, right.
Yeah. So I actually use that in a Singapore context. So, to that extent, right? You apply it to Singapore. So it's like name a Singapore local restaurant that like has already closed down, that kind of reveals your age, right? And yeah, so in a way that created like, I had a reach of 200,000-300,000 probably, like through that one post, right? And I'm not gonna lie, this is not like I'm super original about it, right? But I would say nothing is truly original in this world. A lot of things, is borrowed from places you may or may not remember it. In music, chords are repeated a lot of times, right? In art as well, you have strokes, you have patterns, all come from somewhere, right? I don't think anyone can invent color. Can you invent color? No one can invent a new color, right? It doesn't work, right? So I guess kind of embracing that, you want to reference viral content that has worked before, adapt that to your situation. You can put it into a local context, Asian context, put it into a different genre, and then remix it, and this is the viral thing that you can put up. Yes. So I mean that's for like quick kind of posts. Another thing that the internet really likes, right? The internet really likes, or actually the world, actually everyone really likes a good story. End of the day, right? You don't want to just tell me the moral of the story. I need to hear the story first, then you tell me the moral. And the internet likes very weird things. The weirder it is, controversial, outrageous, the internet tends to share it. So unique is very unique. I don't want to hear the same thing repeated over again. And
right. So I think for at some point in time there was this Japanese guy who did like who cooked the eggs and then he lay it over the rice, and then after he slices it open and then he just and that went super viral. I think someone found someone local who could do it.
Right.
And that got pretty viral as well because that worked, right? So you don't have to be all that original, but you have to reference, adapt, remix,
you must know how to replicate, right? So I mean that was actually omu rice from Osaka. It's omu rice from Osaka, super famous. It's damn hard to get into, but so you replicate that in Singapore. I mean, may not work long term, but like at that point probably
get the fast cash.
Get the fast cash, and like trend dies in, change a different trend. I mean, there's a fair bit of restaurants actually also doing that, of course. Even fashion brands, right? Like you see whatever is trending, like next thing you know, next month it's like it replicate already, mass market, or come out in all the huge retail outlets already. So I mean, adaptability is something to take note of. But of course, if you can, by all means, create your own super original idea, go ahead, right? But I would say a lot of viral ideas are a mix of ideas, right? From somewhere, someone, there's this element here, there's this element here, you put it together. Again, with my branding, I like to chum everything into one, combine all your talent, then this is a new product already. Yep. So that is my take on virality, right? And then
Fair point.
you know, then we link back to strong emotions, like what you need to consider, like, does this content or whatever you're creating or whatever you're posting, does it create emotions, right? And are they strong enough? Right, so we're going into
And with that, we've got quiz number 4. Once again, if you've stayed with us throughout the entire workshop, you know how this works. But if you just join us, all you have to do is to type your MCQ answer once we flash the question. And once again, it's not the fastest that wins. You just have to be you just have to answer within the 20 seconds when we flash up the answer. Okay. Remember to actually take a screenshot of your answer so that you can actually send it off to an email to claim your prize. Okay. With that, let's take a look at question number 4. Quiz number 4, please.
Number 4. Let's go.
Oh, which headline about BTS X McDonald's had the most shares? Is it A, B, C, or D? You can type in your answers already, either A, B, C, or D. I'm just going to read out for you. Is it A, McDonald's BTS meal lands in Singapore without the band? B, McDonald's BTS meal sells out in 5 minutes, no BTS logo paper bag. What an outrage. C, McDonald's BTS meal sells out, scalpers resell packaging online. Or is it D, McDonald's X BTS meal available from today in Singapore via delivery only? So which one do you think had the most shares? A, B, C, or D? This one, I thought it was quite easy. They were all, I think they were all legit headlines.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? But one of them stood out because it had the most number of shares.
Right. Remember what I talked about, right, earlier? Emotions.
Yes.
Which headline gave you the most emotion? And that is going to be your answer. Right?
Which is rage, right? Isn't it rage?
Is it rage? Is it?
I think so.
Is it sadness? Is it what are you feeling? Is it depression?
Let's see.
Right.
Maybe A is okay. A could be the rage, but come on, you can't expect the band to be here just because.
But no band. I expect to see BTS when I buy McDonald's.
Yeah, we wish, huh?
No.
For all the BTS army, huh? I think B also has a bit of rage, right? Because like,
right.
don't have the BTS
Don't have the paper bag.
How can be?
Oh,
Right?
Okay, we have a winner.
Okay, we do actually have a winner, okay?
Right.
Guys, we're going to show you the correct answer. The correct answer is...
So correct answer is
C. This one gave me full-on rage, man.
Rage.
Because of scalpers reselling the packaging online, right? Just reading the headline, well, got me so... not that I'm a huge BTS fan, but to me, scalpers, I just couldn't take it.
Right.
Let's first announce our winner. Congratulations to Jackie Lin. He was watching this off Frank OCBC Facebook page. Congratulations to you. And all you have to do is take a screenshot of your answer, right? And send it over to smulifefoodie@gmail.com. Congratulations. Right, so we now head into the next part of the workshop, yes?
Yes, congrats to Jackie. And we're gonna apply similar concepts we talked about. We're just adding in more ideas. So now we're gonna talk about more of the execution of your emotions. How do you actually show emotions through writing content, right? So again, this is a very, very quick workshop. I cannot go through in super detail, but I'll try to share as much as I can, right? So let's remember the emotions that we had from the previous teaching, right? And so I'm going to give you guys the quick hack here, right? So the title, headline plus photo is 80% of your virality success.
Really?
80% is based purely on that.
Makes sense, huh?
Yeah, purely on that, right? You can have the same content which we've just shown. These are all real headlines from different media. I didn't make this up. It's all from different publications in Singapore, and you can see how people chose to write their title, write their headline. It's literally the same thing, but some people went for different angles, and the results really speaks for itself, right? The one that had the most emotion, it created that anger, like, oh, how can you resell this item when it's already sold out, and people are trying to get it, but you're reselling it for like 10 times the price online. That's like the emotion in addition to I would say the hype, the sadness lah, cause sold out ma. So now you sad and then you angry some more.
Okay.
Yeah. Cause now you cannot buy, and someone selling for 10 times the price. Wow, 对.
Right.
So emotions come into play. And by example, the same content, literally we talked about the same things. This for my publication as well, right? We can be writing about the same opening, the same restaurant, but if we don't pick the title correctly, we don't write it correctly, the shares will go to the publication that most manage to create emotions from the title, right? So it's an art form in itself, I would say.
Is, right?
Yeah, 80% of success is really headline and photo, right? But I think photo, after a while, everyone kind of gets it, right? How to take like nice food photo. Yeah, so.
But now is it necessary that you must put? They always have the content presenter. They always have the shock face, and then they will have that. I don't know, that food there. That seems to be the trend, especially on, say, for example, maybe YouTube.
I think it depends on your branding lah. Do you want to push more of like the personality, like the human itself, or is it more on the food itself or the restaurant? Like for us, we focus more on the actual restaurant or the dish or the food, rather than the host in the photo lah.
Okay.
Right?
So it depends on what your strategy is.
Yeah. So I mean, not to say some kind of personality or human contact is bad. Right, it's just not overdoing it lah, right? And focusing on what is the thing that you want to share. So, one of my small pet peeve lah, right? I have to confess is like when I see some models, like male or female, depends, like trying to introduce this thing, right? Which is so small, and they say, hey, the new hamburger from whatever, but like so the whole photo is this big, right? Then they hold like then the 80% of the photo is their face, or like
maybe
some
renting for their fans
or some cleavage or not, right? So that's my small pet peeve. Like, a bit annoys me. Like the focus is not on the product they're trying to show.
Right.
It's really like more of them.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean
maybe they're writing for their fans then.
Yeah. I guess yeah. Maybe it's more like a fan service. Who knows, right? So again, we talk about clickbait content, which is really how you write your titles, right? How you create emotions through your titles, right? So if you notice, one of the things I did earlier is to tell you an expected outcome, and then add on a line that's like, the results will shock you, right? These are common tactics that people use in their title writing, right? They kind of bait you along, right? Oh, guess what happened here? Then they add in this, they create suspense through the language, right? And tell you, this will surprise you, or you've never expected this to happen. Then you're curious, then you go in and go and see, what's it, right? I think one note about that is not to oversell the hype, right? When you oversell it, then I'll get quite annoyed, right? Going there, like that, very normal, nothing much, yeah. But these are ways that your words can create hype already, yeah. And these are things that can't really be expressed through photos. Like photos do serve a different purpose, but yeah, the titles is kind of what can, I would say, push the imagination further.
Right. So it's like photos are kind of, they just back up the title headline. Right?
Yeah. So both are important, of course. Like it kind of goes hand in hand. Sometimes, I mean, in social media, preview images, right? Like the text is in the photo itself also. Yeah. So I would say, by itself, photos will not be able to work if it's just like a photo with zero context, right? Right. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna go viral. There has to be some kind of context to it to lead the viewer towards a certain direction, right? So yeah, so if you've heard of Pareto principle, right, 20-80 rule, right? Exactly, correct. So 80%. Okay, this is not scientifically proven, but I would think 80% is what success is like for virality, like crafting titles itself, like title, headline, and photo. Yes.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, the title and the photo may just be actually 20% of your work that you spend writing the content, the article. But that 20% is going to give you measure 80% of the success.
Correct. And you'll be surprised a lot of people actually don't read the entire content itself. A lot of people just share based on title, photo, that's it. Share. Yeah. Then, or they comment. Yeah, they angry, then they comment. But they never actually read the thing. Yeah. So, this is the secret sauce for you guys trying to create content at home. Yeah.
There we go.
Right. And I think the next thing to talk about is topics and research. What kind of topics can go viral? What kind cannot? There are just certain topics that just cannot go viral. So you do need to do your research on it. Let's say you're super into, I don't know, eggplant maybe, but you know, is there really a community of eggplant lovers out there that are that interested in eggplant, you know? So it really depends on your trends and doing sufficient research. So I mean, some of the kind of online tools that are available to help you do that is there. So I think earlier I mentioned a bit on like SEO, so you can use trends and numbers to kind of prove your concept of whether something is popular or not, right? So based on the search volume, right? How many people are actually searching for this keyword? So that's a huge statistic that you should know, right? If only 10 people are searching for this a month, like, you know, it's a big hint whether this will work or not. Yeah, versus something that is you know, searched like 10,000 times a month, right? It's a very clear answer which is most likely going to work.
Are these free?
Some are, some aren't. Some is like freeware version. Right? But like Google AdWords is like, I think the example next that I have is Google AdWords. It is free. You just have to do a bit of setting up. Yeah. Right. So, you know, of course, the next thing is you need to be constantly on social media to kind of get into the flow of what goes viral. What do your friends share with you? Right. What appears on your feed? What do people share? Right. I think that's the observation you need to make. And lastly, I think you'll be quite surprised that a lot of people come up with ideas, but they don't Google that idea, and it might have already been done.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they think it's a whole new brand idea, like they come out with, but actually it's been done before, right? Or it's very common, you know. Yeah, so I mean, Google it before you use it. It's a very simple. I mean, it kind of still research as well. Yeah, so I mean, always Google it and see what has been done, what's the competition, is this unique enough for the topic, right? So yeah, so I mean, if you guys see this example of Google AdWords, this is a free thing that you can use. Clearly, you have statistics like the average monthly searches, like chicken rice, for example, is a huge topic, right? Versus mee siam. Okay, yeah, my eyes are a bit bad. Yeah, versus like mee siam, for example, it's very clear what topic you should be writing about.
I'm so surprised.
Right. Then
Chicken
the
rice
other,
over
yeah,
buffet.
exactly. This is like a surprise, right? But you know, the stats don't lie. I mean, unless Google is lying, but I don't think so. The next thing you actually look at is like the competition level as well. Like, is it medium to high competition? So for example, like financial products would have like not that many high searches, but like competition super high, right? Because you know the conversion for one financial product is quite insane, right? So you know, you kind of do your analysis on this for what would be a suitable topic to try to drive virality about. Yeah. Anyway, this is like kind of free. You know, we're going to go on to a bit of writing tips. People on the internet or on social media have very, very low attention span, right? So what you want to do is keep it short. Don't write a novel in your social media caption, right? What we do basically is the caption or the title or the image captures the attention, and then you want to read more, you read the site, the website itself. That's where all the details are there, right? But I'm not going to spam all the information into the caption itself or into the title, right? So you know, title and all is really, you want to keep it short. Captions as well. Even for text, you want to break up structure. A lot of times, if you really observe, people read. It's commonly the text that you commonly see online is like 2 lines, 3 lines. No one goes like 8 lines, 10 lines of text, because like you look at it, you hate it. You don't want to read it, turn off, right? So you want to break it up. Present your tone and personality, of course. Again, does it create conversation? A very simple way is just ask a question, right? Then you know, just ask a question in your caption, right? And lastly, just ask yourself, would you actually share this, right? Right. If you yourself as the creator won't share this, then you know you don't have a winning viral content. in the first place. Right, so this is roughly like writing tips. Of course, all my publication does is write. There's a lot more information, but for the sake of this workshop, we will be moving on.
But if we do actually, sorry, once again, I need to go turn back again.
Yes.
Sorry. So because the thing with SMU Fully it's centered around creating videos, this will still apply, right? Take for example, to break it up, you don't want to have the presenter at one go talk about one single thing for extended periods of time. So that applies. It still applies even in videos, right?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, videos also can be structured. In fact, like many videos work with text, right? How do you want to put in your text also? It doesn't have to be like a host video. It can be just like imagery and then like you have words. So you imagine like your video got one whole paragraph of words come out like it's not readable, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, this generally would apply to even like a video context as well if you include text. But yeah, you want to again just note that people's attention span is very short, lah. You want to keep it as easily digestible as possible.
Okay.
Right. So last quiz.
Last quiz, your last chance to win $20 of dining vouchers. Once again, if you've been staying with us throughout this workshop, you know that this is very simple. MCQ question. Once you see the question appear on screen, just type it in the comments. And remember, please only type in one answer. If you type in multiple answers, we will not allow you to win, right? And if you are indeed the winner, please remember to screenshot your answer so that you can send it to the email which we'll provide you with after we've announced the winner. Okay, so ready?
Okay,
quiz number
ready.
5. Let's go.
Quiz of the night. Very easy one.
Which photo has the most likes? This is not a trick question, huh? Just tell us which photo do you think? Which photo has the most likes? A, B, C, or D? No trick question, guys. Just think which one will have the most likes. Simple as that.
This is probably more of a speed thing at this point.
Yeah. I mean, but so long as you are within the first 20 seconds, you've got a good chance of winning it. So it could be anyone, okay? Whether you're watching us from the SMU Live YouTube, or if you're watching us from OCBC Frank YouTube or OCBC Frank Facebook page, you've got a chance to win it. Okay, so guys, tell us which photo has the most likes.
Probably D, I think.
Why not, right?
Maybe D.
People love text.
Yeah.
They love it. Probably D. Egg prata.
It describes exactly what it is, so you don't have to guess what is the dish.
Yeah. And actually, among all the food items there, that is my favorite, man.
Yeah,
so,
egg prata.
I'm just being fair.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Well, if you take a look at B, that's a bit harsh, right? I think it's difficult to take a good photo of that, isn't it?
It's a difficult dish to take a photo of.
Right.
Definitely. Anything black is quite hard to take a photo of.
Must have good lighting. I mean, how good can your lighting
you need to bring out the things that are not black. Like if they got prawn or like carrot, you need to bring out the colorful things.
That's where the expert tips come in, huh? Yes.
Right.
But then you ask the uncle, can you add more prawns or not? Because otherwise nothing's gonna stand up in that photo, isn't it? Okay. But guys, that's not the main question. Okay, the main question is which photo
has the most likes?
Has the most likes? A, B, C, or D? Very simple. Just go by which one do you like the most? I think it is as simple as that. Okay. And shortly we'll be revealing their answer, and we'll also let you know, guys. We actually do have a winner already.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Guys, let's take the correct answer. Let's go.
It is
A. Obviously, right?
Obviously.
Because it's the most.
Who got it wrong?
Who got it wrong?
Really?
Strange, right?
Really?
It's the most aesthetically pleasing, right? So that naturally has the most number of likes. So congratulations, Stella. You were watching this from the SMU Live YouTube. Oh yes, by the way, if you are a winner for this question, remember to take a screenshot and also send this screenshot over to smulifefoodie@gmail.com. Now I noticed that you're actually watching it via SMU Live YouTube. Remember guys, there are also prizes to be won at SMU Live YouTube channel throughout this entire 6-week campaign. All you have to do is to be a subscriber. Okay, there's going to be 10 of these prizes, 10 pieces, $100 worth of dining vouchers to be given away. So go ahead, click on that subscribe button at SMU Live YouTube. All right, so congratulations, Stella.
Now let's move on to probably one of the last segments of the night. Right, so I'm going to be sharing a bit of technical tips, like just very minor lah, right? The whole technical aspect of photography and video is going to take like probably a week lah, right? But we just have like 10 minutes left. So to go into it, some of the tools that you need to take photos, to take videos, people think that you need a professional DSLR and whichever. Not true. Now, actually, phone technology, which you have a chance to win the iPhone 13 right now.
Oh yes, that's right.
if you win the
luck.
competition, yeah, the technology is great, right? You can just use that to do all sorts of photography, all sorts of videography, and then you have the apps that come with it. You have Lightroom, Snapseed, blah blah blah. So these are some of the apps there.
You can edit it as well.
Yeah, so you just edit. Everything can be done from your phone, like literally, right? But I mean, unless you want a bigger screen, then you know. But it is very easy to do it. You just need a camera. There's a saying, what is it? A bad chef blames his ingredients. Wait, is it a chef? I think it wasn't a chef. I think it was a
Painter blames his brush,
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that. Along those lines,
okay.
along those lines.
Bad
Okay.
chef blames his ingredients, right? So it's going to obviously having better equipment will make you better, but
If you haven't got a skill.
yeah, you have no skill, no amount of good equipment will ever help you, right? So
And how do you develop skill though? Like,
Yep.
you know, maybe I'm starting out. I'm really just not good at photography.
Yep.
And any tips on how can I get better at my craft?
How you need an honest friend, I guess. Just tell you,
Is that,
yeah,
that's the
So,
last one, right?
You know,
Someone to tell you that your photos are not good.
yeah, your photos are not great lah. This not your talent. I mean, hire someone to help you.
Hire someone, okay, or hire the honest
So
friend.
I mean,
Hopefully,
I think just being aware of what you're not good at and not good at, and getting someone to help you with it, yeah, that's easily. So just moving on to formats and lengths for social media. I'm not sure if people do notice that the frame ratios differ across social media. As in, certain platforms can display square, vertical, horizontal, you can see everything, but like certain aspects will work better for certain platforms, right? And one of the key components or the ideas behind this is basically your screen real estate, right? How much screen real estate do you get, right? And based on, let's say, a mobile device and how people usually hold it, portrait, right? What do you think is the best real estate you can get
on social media.
on like Facebook or whichever, yeah? What size will give you the most real estate to see your entire content?
I don't know. Is it 16 by 9?
16 by 9? No, 16 by 9. Okay, 16 by 9 is like wide.
Wide, right?
Wide view. Yeah.
Then,
Like horizontal, wide. Yeah.
but then it's vertical, of course. I'm
Vertical.
scrolling up.
Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
right?
Very
Okay,
good.
okay. Sorry, for some
yeah,
reason
vertical.
I kind of
Yeah.
thought like it was going to be a photo with text
Right.
at the bottom. Obviously, that's why
Yeah,
I'm not.
I mean, it can also, but like, yeah. So if it's horizontal, then you add the text. Technically, the text is part of the frame,
Oh,
so
okay.
then it becomes more like a square. Yeah, so it's basically just screen real estate, and depending on what platform you're doing, what kind of content you're doing, then different frame aspect ratios will play a part, right? I would say square is the most versatile, because a lot of times people want to create content and they want to put it across different platforms, right? But not everything can accept every platform, right? TikTok, for example, is not the only thing it displays is vertical, right?
Yeah.
So you cannot put a horizontal or even a square. If you want to put a square or a horizontal, you need to edit in like black bars or something just to make it into a vertical format, right? So it really depends on what platform and what kind of content it is, right? So the length aspect depends on concept and platform, right? Some of the best practices for imagery. The most basic thing is really lights, right? Just shooting with sufficient light is the number one thing that you need, right? Without lights, it will suck.
The flash on the camera, yay or nay?
Nay.
Nay.
That is not a good light to use.
Okay.
Yeah, but a good effort.
Good effort.
Still better than no light at all. Yeah.
Or just buy from like Lazada, those kind of.
Yeah, there's those like
those
small
one, right?
table light. Right? Just bring those along. Yeah, that might help.
Okay.
Yeah, of course there are various techniques to it, but it would take too long to explain at this point. something you have to do is to plan also. Plan your content, right? You plan your storyboard, you plan your script. Like we talked about Uncle Roger earlier, right? His commentary about fried rice and all. You think he did it naturally? On the spot? Cannot be right. Cannot be right. Yeah. So as an MC, you also know lah. I don't think anyone's that good lah to like come up with everything unprepared.
Yeah, because Uncle Roger has a lot of outtakes as well. And that's where you see actually, it wasn't off the cuff.
Right. That kind of came in his later videos lah. I think, but like the first few like he didn't really show the outtakes yet. Yes. Yeah. But definitely there was scripting, there was planning that went into it, and that's how you create good content, right? Framing principles is like rule of third. You have repeated patterns, etc. These are photography rules. Again, we're not going to go too much into it. You can literally just Google yourself, photography framing principles. And lastly, technicals in terms of just understanding your camera. Some of these things also appear on your phone itself. It basically affects the exposure of your photo, right? So everything affects the amount of light that goes in, and then it creates the exposure of your image, right? Yeah, but we're just going to skim past this and go to the last bit of this workshop.
Okay.
And I hope everyone is interested, because how do you actually make money from being an influencer?
Part, yes.
Right, so we save this for last. Firstly, you need to get grips with reality. You need to have a significant followership and brand recognition before you can even think about monetizing your content or your personality. Right. A very easy cue is whether people are reaching out to you or not. Like, do people actually like text you, hey, can I send you this? Hey, you wanna promote this? It's a very good barometer of whether you are actually popular enough. For ourselves, I think it was maybe around we're like 20,000 Instagram followers, that kind of thing. Or in terms of website views, probably around like 500,000. Then we started getting a lot of these. Right. So you want to build relationships and understand who are the ad budget keepers as well. I think many people think that restaurants are actually our biggest client. That is actually not true. Restaurants are actually one of our smallest revenue drivers. Right. The big clients that's the secret. Who are they? Ask me next time in a separate workshop.
This is how we're gonna get our second workshop. Yes.
Yeah. So understanding the budget keepers very important. A tier down, like short of getting paid for it, is people give you free stuff, right? You have product sponsorships. People are willing to give you whichever lah. I hope someone gives me a free iPhone, but I'm not in that realm. I'm not in the tech sphere, the tech area lah, unfortunately, so I don't get a free iPhone. But like food, people do send us mooncake, whatever, like, cause this is our specialty lah, right? So client advertorials is kind of what we call these ads lah that you get, where people pay you money to like promote something in a kind of organic way. That is not a blatant advertisement. Right? And kind of last thing that you can do, very obvious on our side, like we have these little banners that appear. A lot of media places do it as well. It's a quick and easy way to kind of gain some revenue through programmatic ads, right? So all the banner ads or things that pop up on the site, that is programmatic. And yet another way that you can earn money, but you need enough of a site traffic to be significant lah. The revenue to be significant, you need a lot of people. Then you can earn money, right? But I think these are generally the different ways that you can monetize influence. These are, of course, also ways that we've gone through personally. And we are just presenting it here for everyone. And, most importantly, I think, end of the day for this workshop is you need to take action and test out things lah. You just sit at home, don't do anything, you will never achieve anything.
Indeed. Right. Take action and test it out.
Test it out. This kind of concludes the workshop for tonight. Okay, never mind. Yep, this concludes the workshop. Okay, over to you, Terence.
Indeed, right. Take action and test it out. That's why we've got SMU Foodie. Not only do you get a platform where you could showcase your video skills, you get to review food. Well, we're also giving you a chance to win prize. Well, once again, each week we have a different theme. This week's theme is going to be our budget-friendly eats in and around SMU, and there's also a $150 voucher to be won, dining voucher to be won every single week. Not forgetting, if you do make it in the finale, then you stand a chance to win yourself the latest iPhone and also a chance to work over at sethlui.com. There's an internship that's up for grabs as well. Okay, we do have a couple of questions coming in, but before we get on to the questions, right? Let's not forget, even if you're just a viewer, you actually also have a say in this, right? The most liked videos. Tell us, show by way of liking, which is your favorite video, right? And while you're at that, go ahead, subscribe to SMU Life YouTube channel because we've got $100 or rather $1,000 worth of dining vouchers there to be won because we'll be giving away 10 prizes of $100 worth of dining vouchers. Okay, and also if you want to be able to get the $20 cash credit from our sponsors, Frank by OCBC, all you have to do is to head over to the Frank by OCBC website and go get yourself a debit card. Okay, quick question, right? Before we round off the night, we've got a question that says, what's your take on discovery? If we have a small following, it's harder to achieve virality. Do you mean virality or vitality? Even if our content is weird and interesting. If our following is small, how do we become discoverable?
Right. Okay, I'm gonna guess that virality.
Yeah. Okay.
Most likely.
Okay.
So I think I explained the algorithm roughly earlier. The disadvantage, or I guess the advantage to having a bigger follower, and I'm telling you this from experience because like our YouTube literally is 0 to about 90K, right? So I can kind of describe to you how that went lah. Right, the advantage of having a bigger follower is the algorithm will show it to more people at the start versus a smaller amount of people, right? To clear up that idea, right, it doesn't just show to your followers, it shows to people that are not your followers also, right? Just that the pool will be smaller, it will take longer to achieve virality. So the fact that your content is not going viral has nothing to do with your followership, nothing at all. You see normal public people with viral posts. I hate to break it to you, the crux of it is basically that your content is not as interesting or creative as you think it is. And yeah, that is the concluding statement.
Okay. And with that concluding statement, we tie back to our previous concluding statement. Take action and just try it.
Right. Yeah. Try and error lah. Right. Yeah. But you just give up after this one post that you thought is super creative, then you will never succeed.
So there we go. Coming from a man who has done it, tried it for the last almost 10 years, close to 10 years.
Yeah.
Right. Hey man, Seth. Thank you so much, man. Unfortunately, we have literally ran out of time.
Are we out of time?
Sorry, we ran out of time. We overrun already. I know 1.5 hours. Really not.
Very tight.
I thought it was going to be a lot of time to talk about so much content, but no, we just barely skimmed the surface, right? Hey, you know what? Thank you so much, Seth, for being here at this workshop here today. We really literally started off SMU Foodie with a bang here tonight, right?
Yep.
So thank you so much for joining us, and also thank you to all our viewers. And remember, head on to the SMU Live YouTube page and subscribe and you get a chance to win those $100 dining vouchers. And also, big thank you to our sponsors, Frank by OCBC. You get a $20 cash credit just by signing up for their debit cards. All right. So with that, we are gonna sign off, right? And this is Seth. My name is Terrence, and we wish you guys a good night. Bye bye.
Thank you, everybody.